So I asked them how they liked the cars. I've never heard a negative word from any Infiniti owner.
Fantastic handling vehicle.
Complete satisfaction.
Fabulous. My Infiniti is fabulous.
The best thing I like about it is the service.
It's very close to perfect.
It's been totally reliable, and it incorporates the proper luxury items and conveniences that you need in a luxury car without getting what's so typical today, gimmickry, gadgetry, and overkill.
We looked at the Lexus before we bought the Infiniti, and we also drove the Acras. And we went with the G20. A lot had to do with the salespeople because they weren't pushy. They were very, very informative. And the service that they seemed to offer was a lot better than what Acura seemed to be.
Drive it. Talk to the people at the dealership. Talk to other owners. Give me a call if you have a question. I'd be happy to talk to you about the service that I've experienced. This car, I would think, classifies itself as a luxury car, both in the way that it handles and some of the features that the car offers. It has lumbar support, for instance. It's very comfortable seating. They come standard with the airbags, which to me is a feature in a luxury car. Anti-lock brakes, for me that was a must. I have 2 children that drive with me all the time, and even just for myself as well.
I like the fact that all I have to do is lock the car and it automatically activates the security system.
It just makes me feel good that my car's protected.
Music is real important to me, and the sound system is excellent, and that comes standard in the vehicle.
It's a very comfortable interior that's spacious, accommodating, and yet it gives you a comfortable feeling of intimacy. I have driven the Mercedes 300e, and frankly it has no greater usable interior or trunk space than this G20, and yet it has a hard, cold feeling to it.
The keyless remote is a wonderful feature. Remote has a button that you can push once to open up just the driver's door, but if you hit the button twice you can unlock all 4 doors. The light comes on inside so you can look in your back seat, throughout your car. It even comes in handy just going to the grocery store. And my hands are full and I just have to pop the trunk and stick my groceries in, and I like it a lot. It's a good feature.
As a former stock car racer, I have had a few limited occasions to experience the performance envelope, shall we say. I trust it. I feel it's one of the best suspension packages on the market, frankly.
The G20's performance is enhanced by a sophisticated front multi-link suspension system. To understand how this improves performance, we need to look at the role of the tire contact patches. The tire patches are the vehicle's only contact with the road, through which it accelerates, steers, corners, and brakes. To allow each tire to do its share of the work, the vehicle's weight must be distributed evenly on all 4 tires. In conventional systems, during lane changes and steering, the angle of the tire shifts, decreasing tire contact with the road. But the G20's front multi-link suspension system maximizes tire contact by keeping the tires perpendicular to the road. The result is more precise handling with the driver comfortable and in control. To illustrate the effect this has on handling, we will compare the 1993 and a half G20 with the 1993 models Honda Accord and Toyota Camry.
We had a choice of buying another Accord, and I would have had the same handling as I had with my other Honda Accord, which was very loose in the wheel, and I didn't like that anyway. There's too much play in the wheel.
The thing I like best about it is the way it handles corners. I mean, it steers like some of the more expensive European cars that are out on the market today.
In the course of one trip, I was besieged by road debris. I had occasion to stop, dart, and accelerate to avoid these things 4 times in the space of one day. And the car handled perfectly.
I feel very safe driving in my G20. I feel like I'm in control in my car.
A car in front of me had spun out. Several cars were off on the side. Very bad weather conditions. So I slammed on the brakes and thought sure I was just either going to be hit or hit someone, and the car stopped. I mean, it just stopped. It didn't swerve, you know, it didn't go to the right, didn't go to the left. It stopped on a dime. And there was a lot of water on the street. There were a lot of other people in trouble in that situation.
When we purchased it, we knew we would be starting a family, and that is one of the things that we considered.
I believe that this particular G20 overall has been the finest, most reliable, and most fun car that I've owned, and I've owned a lot. It does everything and has done everything that I want it to do.
It makes me feel like I bought a complete package. There's nothing missing. Infiniti thought of everything.
I've owned a lot of cars, and I must admit the Infiniti is the only car that I would consider purchasing again.
I haven't had an ounce of trouble with it, and every time I get into it, I absolutely love it.
I have approximately 58,000 miles on my Infiniti, and it still runs as good as it did the first day that we bought it.
I have to take it in for its first tune-up, my Infiniti G20 at 60,000. That's a long way, and I love that.
Key to their service is that they know that I'm busy and I have a schedule to keep to as well, and they respect that and try to get me in and out of there as quickly as possible.
If I do run across a small problem, they immediately repair it, and they check to make sure I'm happy with it.
Infiniti probably defined customer service and continues to define it.
Service has been incredible. The people are so helpful.
I've never dealt with any other organization that delivers the service that they do.
The other day I had a flat tire, and I have AAA that I've always had, but I decided that I would test out the Infiniti 800 service. So I was at the office and I called them, and I was very impressed. The first thing the lady asked me was if I was somewhere safe, which I told her I was. She took the information, she called me back with a towing company that would come, so that I would know what tow company to expect. She waited about 30 minutes and she called to make sure that they had been here and left, and I was just very impressed with that.
I get so many compliments on this car everywhere I go. You know, I think it's just kind of the word starting to get out on the G20.
I just thoroughly enjoy being an Infiniti owner and driver.
And I would have no qualms whatsoever about recommending this car.
I love my Infiniti.
In addition to the G20, Infiniti offers a collection of luxury automobiles exhibiting a perfect balance of luxury and performance. And no matter what Infiniti you buy or lease, you will enjoy the benefits of the Infiniti total ownership experience. Our commitment to your complete satisfaction as an Infiniti owner.